Hi guys, it's time to talk about a couple of things. Welcome to Eagle Eye. And first, let's talk about Hossein Aouar bid. And what do Arsenal have to do to drag this deal over the line? And the Bellerin race hots up. And could there be a new twist in the Thomas Partey line? We'll find out on Eagle Eye Transfer Rumour Show. Let's do it. All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chid from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is the Transfer Rumour Show where I talk to you about rumours and news surrounding the Arsenal. I hope you guys are all well. You've had a great weekend. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is a 6 times a week show. So you're guaranteed to get this every single day, particularly throughout the transfer rumours. Throughout the transfer window. So make sure you do stick a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Okay, let's get into it. Arsenal have actually bid again for Hossein Aouar. Now, obviously, they've been in talks. We've been told they've been in talks. Sorry, excuse me. Just trying to play with something. This young man, just in case you guys were like, who's Hossein Aouar again? So this is the Lyon central midfielder that we've been after pretty much all summer. Excellent player, as you guys know. Was very, very instrumental in Lyon's run to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Even prior to this, and you know, if you're an eagle eye, you will know this. I've been high on. I've been really. I mean, this guy has been someone that I've been banging on about for a long, long time. He's just a very, very good player, excellently proficient, very technically sound player. Well, Arsenal have decided to bid for him again. Arsenal initially went to Lyon, as some of you guys know or don't know. We initially went to Lyon with a £25 million bid, plus Matteo Guendouzi, which was flat out rejected by Lyon. Since then, it was always predicted that Arsenal would go back to Lyon and improve their bid. They have improved their bid, not by as much as you would think, though. Arsenal have officially had a bid of £31.2 million, aka 35 million euros, plus a player, who they don't stipulate who that player is, for Hossein Aouar, and that was rejected by Lyon. Just to read the story a little bit here, Lyon have reportedly rejected a £31.2 million bid plus a player from Arsenal for Hossein Aouar. The 22-year-old has been heavily linked to the Gunners and Man City this summer. It is understood that Lyon value Aouar, who helped the La Liga 1 or the Liga 1 club reach the Champions League semi-finals at 45 million, which is interesting because we've obviously been told 54 million is what they value him at. French outlet RMC Sports say that £31.2 million bid and a player were offered to Lyon, and which has been snubbed. Whilst not naming the player, there are suggestions that it could have been Matteo Guendouzi again, who's been frozen out by the Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta. Guendouzi's not played a single Arsenal game. Yeah, we know this. Last month, Aouar gave a cryptic response when asked if it would be hard to leave Lyon without saying goodbye to the fans, which he replied, "I haven't left yet, so I haven't asked this question." And obviously, I reported that on this channel myself here. Arsenal have been astute with their summer business so far. Okay, don't need to read that bit. Now, what's my thoughts on this? I think from my point of view, you guys know, much like the Upamecano deal, I've been very, very unencouraged by this chase for Aouar. Because I know, first of all, I know Arsenal are going to come on this nickel and diamond shit. Right? Second of all, I know there's going to be a lot of clubs after Aouar. And I figure by the time Arsenal get their affairs in order, bigger, more tempting clubs are going to come in for this guy. I think Man City will end up coming in for him. I could see Liverpool potentially coming in for him because supposedly, I did put this on my Twitter. Um, supposedly, Barcelona are looking at Gini Wijnaldum as someone that they can bring in. For anyone who doesn't know, Barcelona is basically doing a fire sale of all their players at the moment because suddenly they've realised that half their players have gotten old. So they're trying to bring in Gini Wijnaldum, who I think is 30 years old. So I'm not sure how that solves their problem. But yes, they're trying to do a little fire sale at the moment, and one of the players they're interested in is Gini. So I've suggested that if that's the case, I would imagine Liverpool will look towards someone like Aouar. Now, I know that the relationship with Lyon is not the greatest, given that they tried to buy Fekir and then backed out of that deal last minute. So apparently the relationship between Lyon and Liverpool is not the greatest because of it. And Lyon are already a very difficult club to negotiate with anyway. So that may help. But on the side piece, I can see a lot of clubs coming in for him. Quite honestly, why wouldn't Barcelona? The only thing I would say is that Barcelona don't typically tend to do very well giving youngsters a chance. And, you know, Aouar is still 21, 22. So they may think to himself, let's see how he develops over the next couple of years before we decide to come in for him. But I just think this is typical of Arsenal. For me, sorry, I've got a really bad cough, guys, so bear with me. I think for me, I just wish that we stop messing around. I think Aouar is a sort of caliber of player where you don't mess around. Just go and get him. Don't piss about. Just go and get him. Don't mess around. Don't start like negotiating. Don't start going much lower. Lyon, from my understanding, Lyon don't feel like they need a central midfielder to replace him because they're internally planning to replace him. For anyone who doesn't know, Lyon have a very, very good youngster system. They have a very good scouting network. So a lot of the time when they lose these big players, they have a very good ability of reproducing good players to replace them. So they don't feel like they need Matteo Guendouzi. And quite honestly, I'm not sure Matteo Guendouzi would even go to Lyon. So I just feel like it's a non-starter. This is why I'm finding it hard to. I know people are like, if you go on Twitter, people are like, oh well, you know, if we get Partey and we get Aouar, then you know we're tight. You know, we could go for a top four. I'm like, cool. You only need to get these players first. The Partey one I can understand more because we've been linked with him for longer, and he's yet to deny the rumours. You know, for a good 4 months we've been linked to them, and if anything, all we're hearing is that he wants to come. I've not heard once that Aouar wants to come to Arsenal. Not even once. Now, admittedly, I've not heard the opposite either. But I just feel like, for me, there's just too many things for me to believe that Aouar is going to be an Arsenal player. The fact that Arsenal just seem to refuse, despite the fact that Lyon says, listen, we want cash or bounce. And Arsenal keep coming to them, offering them this. They're so frustrating. They are so frustrating. This is why when people tell me, oh, well, that's how negotiations work, shit. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I've said this before and I say this again. If you go into a shop and there is, let's say there's a reduced item in the shop and you still offer half of that, of what that item's price is, and that person says, listen, it's already reduced. Just come correct with the price. And you are still coming with a reduced price, then bounce out the shop because you clearly are not ready to buy this item. And I get it. I get it. We are in difficult times. We seem to have this inability of selling players. To me, I find it very strange that we seem to be the only club that struggle to sell players. If you take Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Iwobi out of it, I think our highest sale was Mark Overmars. Some of you weren't even around when Mark Overmars was playing. That is how ridiculous Arsenal's sale game is. It's ridiculous. So we just can't seem to sell players. So I don't know. Like I'm finding it hard to believe. This honestly, this is a player I would love. Next to Partey, this would be a dream signing for me because him in conundrum with in coordination with Ceballos, anchored by Thomas Partey, seems like a real dynamic, real beautiful way of midfield. It feels like a real solid, dynamic, dangerous midfield. I like the sound of it in theory, but I just find that for Arsenal to come correct before Man City get their affairs in order and say, all right, Arsenal ain't serious. Let me come there and lay my pipe down. Let me show that I've got the big dick here and put down a real fucking offer, which you just know is going to happen. I'm just waiting for Man City to big dick it. I'm waiting for them because Arsenal ain't serious. 31 point. They told you what the price is. Why are you coming with the 31.5 million and a player that they done told you that they don't want? Just because you can't sell him doesn't mean they have to have it. Oh, that's so frustrating the way Arsenal do business. It's so frustrating. Oh, I don't know, guys. This is why I'm finding it. When people ask me what do I think about Aouar, honestly, I don't really want to give my opinion. I don't want to get my hopes up just for Arsenal to Arsenal my hopes away. You know, at least with the Partey thing, I'm a little more encouraged purely because I know at least the player wants to come, regardless of whether or not we'll be able to do it. I know at least the player will be able to come. And actually, when Arsenal fail with this Aouar thing, and I think they will, when Arsenal fail with this Aouar thing, there'll be more pressure on them to secure Partey. So in my mind, I find the Partey thing more believable. I can see what I can see Arsenal eventually doing is once Man City big dick it or Barcelona big dick it or just a real team that's prepared to put down real money big dick it. Arsenal will shrivel up their dick away and then they'll go and beg Barcelona for Coutinho. For me, that is the prediction of what I think will happen. So that's why I'm not trying to get excited with this Partey thing. I refuse. This is a player I like, and I'm trying not to get excited by it because I just know Arsenal are going to fuck it up. 35 million euros. What kind of nonsense? As soon as I saw it, I laughed. I just thought, you man are serious. You man are serious. 35 million euros. So we'll see what happens. Presumably, the stories are that Arsenal have not given up and they're still going to chase, which means Arsenal are probably going to increase it to 38 million because Arsenal. You know, don't get it twisted, people. If Arsenal suddenly bid 38 million and that is accepted and they weren't far off, I'll apologize to them on camera that clearly they were onto something. But the fact that these people are rejecting the deal, they're not negotiating it, they're rejecting it, shows they're not interested in the bullshit offers that this stupid club are coming with. Oh, fuck's sake. Pisses me off. It pisses me off. So that's why whenever someone asks me in the chat room, guys, I'm not ignoring you when you talk to me about Aouar. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying not to I'm trying not to pay it too much credence, to be honest. I am waiting for a mandingo of a club like Man City to say, all right, cool, how much is it you want? Cool. Agents, you want a little couple of million? Cool. There you go. I'll take care of you. Let's just get this deal done. And Man City, you know, when they decide to big dick it, it ain't going to take 3 weeks. It will take 2 days before they wrap this whole thing up, make sure they get him into quarantine, and it's done and dusted because that's how a real club moves. Not this shrivel up and bounce shit. Oh, Arsenal. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know. I'm sure, as you always will, leave it in the comments below. Let's talk about Hector Bellerin. Let's talk about something that's going to cheer me the fuck up. Hector Bellerin There are a lot of people interested in Hector Bellerin. A lot of people. One of which is the latest. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I told you this cough is a motherfucker. One of which is Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen is interested in Hector Bellerin, which may sound strange on the surface, but then you forget they've just sold Kai Havertz. So they have a lot of mullah, and they're looking for a right back. In fact, so much so, they're looking for either Hector Bellerin or Serge Aouar. Is that how you say it? Uria from that idiot club down the road. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's scouting for them. Why would your choices be those two? why would your choices of right backs be those two? I'll say it, people. I know people are going to disagree with me, but I'm going to say it. I actually think that guy makes Hector Bellerin look halfway decent. My gosh, why would it be those two? Oh my goodness. But anyway, those two are who they've narrowed it down to. I don't personally see Bellerin going there, to be honest. But what I like is that they're showing interest. They might make an ambitious bid. Then it might put pressure on a PSG and supposedly Bayern Munich registering interest in them. And then if you believe in the stories, although Fabrizio Romano kind of rubbished it the other day, is that Pirlo is very interested in Hector Bellerin. I like all this interest because all this interest means potentially extra bid, extra cash, an extra opportunity to secure a Thomas Partey. Notice I've said Partey, not Aouar, because I still don't think that deal is going to happen. But yeah, I think if we can get, I mean, for me, you guys know I would have taken 25 million. I would have taken 25 million and ran before they realized how shit that boy is. But supposedly, they're after 35 million pounds. If they get anything close, don't negotiate, take that shit, bounce before they realize how crap he is. Just go. Again, I don't know what you guys would think. Let me know what you think. Supposedly, the club are very reluctant to sell him, but they realize that they have a contingency plan. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think they suddenly realized that Ainsley Maitland-Niles is a halfway decent player. And then they got Cedric, who is not. But you've just invested a 4-year contract in him. I suppose you better see the way it plays out. So I suppose they've got potentially a backup plan. But what do you guys think? Again, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Let's talk about Mr. Thomas Partey. I'm trying not to forget the story of Thomas Partey. So Thomas Partey, as you guys know, it's on, off, on, off. Looks like Arsenal are about to go back to them when the new bid for Thomas Partey is going to be very similar to the Aouar deal. Arsenal, I tell you. Maybe they might complete one of these deals. Who knows? So, in spite of the fact that Atletico, like Lyon, have said we are only interested in cash. If you don't have cash, get the fuck out. Arsenal's grand plan is because initially their offer was for Guendouzi and Partey's just straight swap. And then they proposed a little bit of cash as well as a swap. Now what they're saying is, all right, we'll forget all of that because we realize maybe Matteo Guendouzi is not an exact replacement. Why don't you have Torreira, which is a player that we know Atletico Madrid have registered an interest in? When we bought Lucas Torreira, Atletico Madrid were after Lucas Torreira. When Atletico Madrid heard of Lucas Torreira being homesick or the wife wanting to be in warmer climates, last summer, and I remember this story, Atletico Madrid were very interested in Lucas Torreira. So we know that they have a long-term interest in Lucas Torreira. And arguably, that might be a more tighter like-for-like replacement than a Matteo Guendouzi. And, of Funny enough, I was discussing this with an Uber driver yesterday because he was an Arsenal fan, and me and him were just talking literally all the way home about Arsenal. And he said to me, he said to me something I already knew, but it was a reasonable point. He goes, if you're a club looking at Matteo Guendouzi, why would you take him on a permanent? Everybody knows why we're trying to get rid of him. So why would you, as a club, take him on a permanent? Of course, you'd want to take him on a loan, check he's cool, then buy him. Which, to be honest, is something I've always kind of known deep down, but hearing someone else say it, it's true. Why would you want to take the risk of Matteo Guendouzi on a permanent deal? Because any investment that anyone makes in him is going to be at least 30 million plus. Let's say he's on 40 grand now, so you're going to have to at least double his wages to get him interested. And you're going to have to give him a long-term deal. So it's a heavy investment on a player who, let's be real, does not have a good reputation in the small length of career that he's had already in terms of temperament. So I can completely understand why people are like, I don't want Matt Guendouzi. But Lucas Torreira might be a more smarter swap. Because I don't know about you guys, whether it's 21 million or 24 million, I don't feel comfortable with the fact that we're losing so much money on this guy. Yes, I've had my reservations about Lucas Torreira, but fuck, we can't at least get our money back on Lucas Torreira? 21 million? So in my kind of mind, I'm just like, do you know what? As much as I would love to take the piss of Arsenal yet again trying to do a swap deal, this actually might be a slightly more cleverer move. Just saying to Atletico Madrid, all right, we know what you said, you know what we said, right? If we had the money, we'd have paid this thing by now. Spit some bars, even though we know that ain't true, but whatever, spit some bars. We've got this guy. He's 25 years old. He's 2 years younger than Partey, right? He's your type of guy. Yeah, if especially you're talking to Simeone, he's your type of guy. You know, you're both South American. You don't think something can be worked out here? Spit bars, flip, do whatever it takes to at least make them consider it. Make it at least a little bit tempting. And then say to them, all right, cool. If you take Torreira, we'll give you 20 million on top. And Torreira. So you got your replacement and we're giving you cash. Make it tempting. Something. Oh, I don't know. Whether it works or not is anyone's guess. Most likely no, because Atletico Madrid have already said they don't want to sell Partey. But at least you are tempting them with, in my mind, a safer bet than a Matteo Guendouzi. Who is going to take that risk of Matteo Guendouzi? Of course, people are going to want to loan him first. Like, oh no, I'd rather loan him first, see if the guy's cool, and then actually make that investment if it's worked out. but what do you guys think? Again, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And last story I'm going to talk about before I dive into the chat is I'm not going to talk about the Alex Lacazette hint. The guy just, it wasn't even a hint. The guy literally just put a winking emoji. That was it. What else is he supposed to say? Quite frankly, I'm surprised he replied. He shouldn't have said anything. So I won't talk about that. Let me talk about Eddie Nketiah. So Eddie Nketiah is on the subject of a bid from Newcastle United. Newcastle are not messing around. All of a sudden, I don't know, Mike Ashley has these periods where he goes super tight, then he tries to sell the club, it almost goes through, then some sort of bullshit happens, and then he suddenly decides to open up his wallet again. Well, we're at that period of him opening his wallet again. They've just had a bid of, I think, just over 20 million accepted for Callum Wilson. I think that's a great purchase for them. I think Callum Wilson's a decent player, not for Arsenal, but for that kind of level, a good purchase. They're not finished. They want another striker. And they're looking at either Brewster from Liverpool, another very good player, or Eddie Nketiah. Now, you guys know this is another one that me and the cab driver have a little back and forth about, and he didn't agree with me. I'm not a huge fan of Eddie Nketiah. I think he's a decent player of a certain level. Now, I know people are going to start talking to me about the fact that he's England captain, yada, yada, yada. He's got a hat trick against a bunch of farmers, yada, yada, yada. Congratulations. But at Arsenal, for me, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's just me personally. This is just my opinion. And I think that Newcastle might be a good level for him. I've always kind of compared him to, you guys know I kind of kiddingly joked and said that he's a Eddie Welbeck, or I've always kind of seen him as that kind of Dwight Gale type of level. This is again just my opinion. Someone I've always thought would do well at the championship level, but the Premiership level is something a little bit different. If Alex Lacazette stays, this may not be a bad move. Or if Alex Lacazette goes, and then you go and get Edouard, again, this may not be a bad move. I would personally sell him. You guys know this. But if this is going to be a loan, we need every bit of cash we can get. And quite frankly, if he's going to play week in, week out, now that's the other thing you've got to try and check with. We can't be in a lead situation with Eddie Nketiah. If this guy is going to play a big part, because Mikel Arteta seems to love him. So if he's going to play some kind of big part for us in the future, you need to secure him a loan move where this motherfucker is going to be playing. If he sat on the bench, it's no use to us. He might as well sit on the bench for Arsenal. He needs to be playing. So for me, I'm not against it because you guys know I don't particularly rate him like that. But I want to know what you guys think. So let me know. I'm going to come into the chat room and see what you lot are saying. Please do stick a like on this video. Well over 300 people watching. Absolute legends. Slap a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be doing a member stream for those people asking. I'm going to be doing it. I'm trying not to clash with Mr. Gunner. I'm going to do it at 10. So I'm hoping he's finished by then. I'm going to do it at 10. I'll do my member stream. Ola is still coming on with me. I know Ola prefers the late ones anyway because he likes his kids settled down before he does shows. So me and Ola will be jumping on together to do that member stream. So if you are a member, make sure you hit that join button. You can come in with us and chat with us. 3-4 people will come on and we'll have a little chit chat and you can contribute in the chat room. If you're not a member, you can still watch it. You just won't necessarily be able to talk or anything like that. But other than that, it should be fun. But let me see what you guys are saying. What do you guys think of Aouar, Partey, Bellerin, and Eddie Nketiah? Those are the 4 stories I've covered. So let's see what you lot are saying. Max, I see you, brother. I hope you're well. Eric, I see you too. I hope you're well. Hey, mods, do your job. Oh dear, what's happening? Who's spamming? Who is spamming? All right, let me see what you lot are saying. What do you guys think about the Eddie Nketiah deal? Let me start with that. I might talk about this a little bit later with the members, but at least I'll try and catch as many comments as I can. Who reported the Aouar bid? So the Aouar bid, from what I saw, came from a Spanish publication. Hold on. That's a reasonable question. It is being widely reported, but let me just check that. Spanish. It came from a French outlet called RMC Sport. Now, RMC Sport, I quite like them because unlike AS, which is a Spanish publication, and L'Equipe, where they tend to make up a lot of bullshit, RMC Sport, they rarely come out with a story unless they have some kind of direct link. Very rarely do they attach their name to something if it's complete bullshit. So RMC Sport is the French publication that broke this deal. So hopefully that answers your question. Is it fake news? Why is it fake news? Why? Why is it fake news? Why are you so confident that Arsenal would not be nickel and diming on a deal? Is it that unlikely? Eddie Nketiah is not good enough. I agree. Loan Eddie to yeah, I agree. I agree. Anthony D. Aouar Partey won't come to this club, giving us false hope. Fucking joke of a club. I can't even disagree with you, bro. I'm hoping the Partey deal at least is good. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Hi Chip, please shout me out. And that's from Premier League Pod. There you go. There's your shout out, brother. Hope you enjoy. If we get Partey, I don't mind. Uh oh. Fuck, I lost that comment completely. If we get Partey, the thing is, okay, repeat that. Whoever's comment I literally was about to read, your comment completely jumped off the screen. The thing is, we all kind of get sentimental when it comes to Eddie. We want him to do well because he's repped us at LN, but the truth is, he isn't reaching them heights that we've been hoping for. And this is why I like Chris. A, Chris is my actual name, but B, this is why I like Chris. They talk sense, 100%. It's sentiment. It's sentiment. And the thing is, listen, as much as I like ridiculing people for sentiment, there's nothing wrong with it. It's my issue with sentiment, particularly when it comes to Arsenal fans and certain players, is it clouds judgment. Hector Bellerin is a typical example of that. He's a player where if he didn't come to us at a young age, if he doesn't sound cockney, let's be real here. There ain't people going to be batting. There ain't going to be too many people batting for him. But because he's been with us for as long as he has, people are still batting for him. Even though deep down, this is a player that has not shown improvement in the last 9 years that he's been here. He hasn't. You know, Eddie Nketiah, same sort of thing. I think the boy works hard. I think he has attributes. The boy works hard. I think he runs all day for you. But I also don't want to waste my time on a player who I can see already will not progress and be the guy to start finishing, who will be a constant finisher. All right, what to do? He did well for a certain period of time at Leeds. Reece Nelson did well for a certain period of time on loan. Look at Reece now. Do you know what I mean? It don't make any difference. I'm looking for consistency, longevity in a player. Big up, bro. The good thing is that we are bidding, but what I'm smoking at the Emirates, they know that Lyon from the past, and that bid is a disgrace. Exactly. And Lyon, historically, are not the easiest club to negotiate with. Mr. Gomez, West African players are crazy about AFC. Partey May. Alex, I said this from 4 months ago, and people were still doubting. I said that Arsenal, along with United and Liverpool, are the most supported club in Africa. And Chelsea, don't get me wrong, Chelsea are also on the come up in Africa, but the big three is Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United in Africa. And that people underestimate how big, just because Arsenal are seen as a bit of a sleeping giant or a fallen giant in England, don't mean that Africans view it that way. I don't really know this. So that's why I'm not completely rubbishing that Partey deal. And I actually think that when Arsenal screw up with Aouar, because I think they will, like I say, I am waiting for a club to big dick him out of this deal. When that happens, it will put more pressure on Arsenal to secure Partey. So in a weird, fucked up way, actually, when Arsenal screw up this Aouar thing, I actually think it would make me more confident for Partey. So it's some weird Arsenal logic, but when you're an Arsenal fan, you have to think in a weird way. But thank you for your donation, brother. I appreciate that. Reece Nelson and Joe Willock are both the same as well. I agree. Man, you know, me and you normally agree on these sort of things. So I agree with you. I agree with you. I changed my mind on one question. I think it was either you or someone else presented me though, who said who was the best out of the three of them. I think it is Eddie, but I still don't think Eddie's good enough. Overplan. I like overplan. I don't believe that it's sentiment 100%. His youth goal scoring record is great. Arsenal are probably wary of what happened to Nabry. um, his youth goal scoring record is great. There are other people who've had better, and I've not had a look in, namely Bellerin, even Malin. So I think, yes, I think he does have a very good goal scoring record at Chelsea under 16s, I think, and at Arsenal under 18s. He does. Under 23s was pretty good as well. But I just think sometimes no one is saying that he can't score at a certain level. But notice the key phrase I used is at a certain level. You know, do you look at him and think to yourself, oh, this guy can carry us if Lacazette left? Keep in mind, he's 21. We're talking about Aouar. He's also 21. So we can't look at it and think, oh, well, he's a baby. He's a baby. Is he? We're talking about needing Aouar so badly, and he's 21. These are the sort of levels you got to compare them to. And don't get it twisted, because I know people will bring this example up. Yes, I defended Iwobi to the hillest using the opposite argument of people develop at different rates. And people do develop at different rates. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just giving my opinion. Based on what I see and on what I've seen, this kid is not going to make it at Arsenal. I don't think Reece will either. I don't think Joe will. If I'm proven wrong, and this is the thing that I want to say on record now before I get gift and clicked. If I'm proven wrong, I want to be proven wrong. I want these kids to do well because if they could do well for Arsenal, that means Arsenal are doing well. So I don't want no one to be talking shit if Eddie stays at Arsenal and then goes on a run. Fantastic. That means Arsenal are doing well. I'm merely giving my opinion. My opinion is not the holy ground. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this is just my view. I don't see it in Eddie. I don't. I'm just being honest. Reece, Joe, and Nelson are not top level players. We should be getting players who are at the top level. I agree. I agree. I agree. Who knew ABBA at 21? Like I say, people do develop at different rates. I can't tell you what Aubameyang was doing at 21. But let's be real, bruh. Do you see Aubameyang in Eddie and Nketiah? If you do, you're welcome to your view. But for me, I don't see the comparison. I've just seen Ben make an excellent comment. I'm going to come back to that in a second. I just want to check something real quick. Wanted to know why a certain person went, sorry, Chid. Sorry, mate. Oh, okay. This is an excellent comment. 100%. 100%. 100%. This is why, for me, this is why I was arguing the point so badly about Balogun the other day. Because people said, oh, well, how do you know that Balogun will be something? Because I've watched the kid. Just the same way I watched Saka. Remember who had heard of Bukayo Saka before I talked about him on the channel? I'm not getting it twisted. I'm not saying I informed everyone about him. But let's just be honest here. When I talked about Bukayo Saka, let's make a modest guess. Maybe 10% of my audience had heard of Bukayo Saka. Right? And now if you're sat there rolling your eyes, I beg you to go and watch a video of about a year ago. Right? where I talked about people I was hopeful that will come into the team and make a difference. Maybe a year, 13, 14 months ago, I was talking about Bukayo Saka, right? You know why? Because I'd seen the kid. I knew that he could cross the ball. I knew that he could dribble the ball. Quite honestly, I didn't want to admit it because I've been defending Iwobi so badly, but I knew that this was a kid that could make a better impact on the team than Iwobi. I knew that. Of course I knew that. But it would have been stupid to say that about a 17-year-old at the time, right? But I did tentatively. I did tentatively. Just the same thing with Balogun. You notice I never mentioned Eddie. Never. That's not because I wasn't aware of Eddie and Ketia, but I knew that the guy would not translate well over to the game because for me, there are things that I think there are things that he's good at, but I think there are things that he's missing. Balogun, I've seen the kid play, so I know how good he is. And anyone that doubts how good this guy could be, at the moment, he has 9 teams on him, which include Roma, AC Milan. These are not dead teams. Who has 9 teams chasing them? And they've not played at a full level yet. It must be decent. Sometimes you can just tell. You can just tell sometimes. Chi, what do you think about Tyrese John Jules? Now, honestly, I think Tyrese John Jules does a lot of good things. I like his technical ability. He's obviously a bit bigger, a bit more presence in the field. Can play as a number 10, can play up front, plays a little better as a number 10. But I think will learn to develop his game and eventually be a full-fledged striker. I'd like to see him more. I'll be honest, with Tyrese John Jones, that could go either way. That could go either way. I'd like to see him more because he does pick up a lot of injuries. So I'm not seeing him as much as the others, to be honest. I've not seen him as much, but he does have attributes I like. So I slightly disagree with what Ben has just put, which he says that he thinks he's worse than Eddie. I think he's a different type of striker to the others. He does have features I like about him. But I need to see more of him because I've not seen a lot of him. And you know what? And my man's hit the nail on the head. My man, for those people who doubt what I'm saying about Eddie, Martinelli is 3 years younger. Who's the better player? You know what? I'm asking you lot that. I don't even want to add any comments. Martinelli is 3 years younger or 2 years younger. I think he's 19 now. Right? Who's the better player? Absolutely spot on. And no comparison. Do you know what? I agree with you. I think Tammy is better. I think Tammy is better. All right, guys. Couple more questions, and I'll get up out of here. Once again, please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to join the membership so that you don't miss tonight's stream and you don't miss videos dropping tonight. So make sure you catch that too. I will be doing something on Chick Flicks, I'm hoping, before I go to bed today. If not, it'll be tomorrow evening. I like regularly posting on Chick Flicks. And again, once again, apologies for everyone that for the combat show that I missed on Friday. I had so much stuff I had to do. I couldn't get it together. So I had to apologize to the boys. I hope my post went through because I did warn people on the combat show. So yeah, if you're wondering what happened to that show, I had so much I had to do on Friday. I just couldn't get around to it. And it was a bit of a small card, but we'll talk about that card next week, as well as the more important card next week. Martinelli or Balogun? Whew. Oh, you did that to me. But just to show you that sentiment, I don't let it affect me. You have to say at the moment Martinelli. because he's had the chance to prove himself at a higher level. With Balogun, yes, I believe he has it. He has the talent. But at the moment, even I have to accept it's still theoretical. I think he'd do it. I think he can definitely do it. But it's still hypothetical because he's not had the opportunity to do it. So I don't let sentiment cloud my judgment, my guy. Chick, your succinct opinion on Tierney being world class. I don't think he's world class yet, but I do think he has the ability to be. Absolutely, I do. I think my only issue with Tierney sometimes is I think sometimes his concentration with regards to his positioning lets him down a little bit, and I'd like to see that be a little bit sharper. But for me, I think he will become world class. I think he's got it. I do. I think he's got every lick of understanding of how to defend. That's what I like about him. But he'll also be interested in what position he eventually graduates to, if you like, because sometimes I think he's better as a left centre back. But then there's sometimes that I do miss his crossing on that left hand side sometimes. So could take it either way, to be fair. But thank you for your donation. Appreciate that, my guy. One more question. One more question. Yeah, but he probably started earlier than that. Then you know these South Americans don't play when it comes to football. They learn from early. Torino offers 24 million up front. Really? Hold on, guys. Let me check this one out. Let me check this one out. Let me check this one out. Let me go through my sources now. See what I'm saying? But when you guys make breaking news, I have to then check my sources. I don't mean to catch up. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm conscious of the dead air. I've not seen anything, but I will say this to be fair to my man. I know that Torino was competing hard against Fiorentina. And bear in mind, guys, the Torino manager is the one that Torreira wants to play for. So they do have a very reasonable chance of getting him. So if that's the case, that is very interesting. Just seen some news about PSG joining the race for Thomas Partey. See? We might even get big dipped out of this deal. See what I'm saying? This is when Arsenal mess around, it just takes 2 or 3 clubs to big dick us out of the situation. You know, because at the end of the day, what we do to Napoli, don't think it can't be done to us. Don't think it can't be done to us. All right, cool. We got a bigger dick than Napoli. Great. But you forget that there are mandingos out there like a Man City, like a Liverpool. You're right, Liverpool don't necessarily spend a lot of money, but when they decide to open their wallet, they big dick it. PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Quite frankly, we don't measure up to them guys. Pun intended. So when you try and steal these gems, steal them quick and decisively before you get big dipped out of the situation. So I've just seen that. So you may as well need a backup situation for that. Maybe we might need to go for Diawara as it turns out, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be real disappointed. We might as well go for Sangara. At least I'll feel a little bit better. Summary. Okay, yeah. Nothing about the Torreira deal, but it is what it is. Anyway, what do you guys think? As always, I'm sure you'll leave it in the comments below. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll be back later on for the member stream. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's Monday tomorrow, guys. Oh, no. I know, right? So try to enjoy your Monday as well. And hopefully I'll also be back on Monday. Take care. Peace.